goal kicker, Taylor Walker, with a welcome off. Here's Rosselli. Rosselli kicks the goal.
Handball to the excitement machine, McLeod. Left foot goal.
Oh, don't tell me.
He's a superstar.
Don't tell me. Oh! He's yet to kick an AFL goal. Oh, the velvet curtain.
Walker, he's a colossus. He's kicked 5. He's been a handful. He's been the difference.
To cover himself in glory. Just coming back. And got there.
Hello and welcome to the Proper Crows podcast, end of year review and trade week wrap up. Thanks so much for listening to us, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts or watching on YouTube at the moment. Obviously, as I mentioned, today we'll be going through the season as a whole, the trade week news, delistings, your feedback and much, much more. Full house here tonight. I'm joined by Dill. Dill, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. Good. Nice to be back after a month off, but not gonna lie to you, I could not be more uninterested in the sport of AFL right now. But we'll get this show on the road.
Absolutely. And Matt, how are you, mate?
Yeah, very good. It's been a while. I think 3 weeks since a semi-final loss. So yeah, more than 4 weeks since our last recording. So excited.
Yeah, it's been good to refresh a little bit after the disastrous end that was, but that's all right. We're back. And Dom, how are you, mate?
Not too bad. Been pretty switched off from footy lately, so it'll be a nice little change to talk some footy again for a bit after getting over some of the trauma that this club has once again bestowed upon me.
Yep, just another Adelaide Crows moment, season 2025, unfortunately. So obviously finished the season with a record of 18 wins and 7 losses, if you include the 2 finals, was, really smashed any expectations that we all had going into the season, finishing minor premiers. You go back and listen to our predictions episode and I think we had a scraping into the 8, but not much more than that. So as a whole, fantastic, but put yourself in a great position to do something and go deep in September and didn't live up to it, unfortunately. But still, I remember, was it February this year when we did that predictions pod early on? I think it was our second episode, and we were bullish on us, but I don't think either of us could have seen that coming.
I think we both said 6th, I think it was. So,
yeah.
We were sort of up and about. Said, I think we'll play some finals footy, but, to finish first like we did, probably had a bit of an easy draw when you sort of look back on it. There was a few great wins out. The Hawthorn win, the Collingwood win, and to finish top was great. But at the end of the day, what does that win you? Absolutely fuck all. I think the more that I sort of look back at it, I think it was a wasted season. I was very against it being a waste. I was very against it being a wasted season a month ago. But the longer that I've sort of had to think about it, I think it was a bit of a fail, because of the circumstances that, we sort of did have finishing top, 2 home finals, certain Isaac Rankin doing something stupid, but no, it is what it is.
Yeah, pretty much. And I can't remember where you had us, Dom. I think you were probably similar 6th or 7th at the start of the year, but probably still summed it up pretty well there. I think at the start of the year, if you told us that we'd finish with that sort of record, you'd take it, but knowing what we know going into September and the high that we were riding, you probably expected a little bit more.
Maybe, but I think calling the season a failure is still a massive stretch. I don't think it was a waste of a season at all. Definitely disappointing to go out the way it happened, especially the Hawthorn game. That was very disappointing. I know I wasn't here to record that, but that was definitely a kick in the guts because you're expecting some kind of response and didn't really get one, but they'll be so much better off for it, and that's what everyone keeps forgetting. Like, realistically, it was a massive ask for that group to perform under, like, especially against Collingwood in the first week, who one of the most seasoned clubs in the finals. Like, there's so much final experience across the entire park. They were, I feel like there was almost not unfair expectation, but there was a lot of expectation for a side that had never played finals together, hadn't played finals for 8 years, and we probably did have a bit of a easy draw, but even then, regardless, I don't know. I think it's unfair to say, if you said that at the start of the year, we're taking that hands down, but now that it's happened, it's wasted. I don't know. I think that's unfair. So I don't think it was wasted season.
I wouldn't say wasted. I don't think wasted's the right word. I think, yeah,
the way
wasted
it
isn't
ended,
the right word.
the way it ended is extremely disappointing given the position we put ourselves in. But I think it also it'll galvanise the group. I don't think this is going to set us back. I think we're going to be better off for it. And I know it's a crazy comparison, but I always just think about 2019 Brisbane and what they've become. We'll be better off for it. We'll get the finals experience. We'll be fine. And I'm probably too optimistic. I'll probably go the other way, but you got to believe in something, man.
I think sitting there and saying that it was the season wasn't a fail is woke nonsense. But that's fine.
I think rising from 15th to first is not a failure at all in the slightest. If at the start of the year,
what does that win you though?
But all four of us at the start of the year, we would have taken a semi-final loss. Some of the biggest pessimistic fans were saying it's a semi-final or failure. Well, we made a semi-final, so what is it?
Exactly. You're spot on, because context is so important in it, and I understand. We finished top. We went out in straight sets. Oh, first minor premier to do it in the AFL era. Oh, but there was always someone had to do it first. Fucking alright, it was us. Who cares? We'll bounce back. I'm so bullish on this group. Yes, I think we're probably a mid-short. We'll discuss that later, but I don't it sucks. And again, in the context of it, it was terrible. It was a shattering way to go out, but I'm taking it. I would have taken it at the start of the year if you asked me, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, I 100% agreed. Matt, you probably touched on a bit about how you feel just then a moment ago, but what were your thoughts on the year as a whole?
I thought it was a great year given where we have been the last 6 or 7 years. Since Nixie's come in, first year winning a wooden spoon, and then only having one season in those 5 where we won more than 9 games. That was in 2023, but even then wasn't that great of a season. And this year to reach the heights we did, I don't think it's ever going to be repeated again. A team that go from 15th to first. People can touch on the easy draw and that. You got to remember the Crows did not lose a single game to a team that was outside the top 9 this year, whereas teams like that were very good this year in Geelong and Brisbane. They had a few very disappointing losses where I don't really view the home and away season as a failure. Obviously, the finals is a different kettle of fish, but overall not a failure at all, and got to build on what we have achieved this season, definitely.
Exactly right. I think that's sort of the key response is how we come back next year and what we do next year. That'll be very telling. And yeah, we will have a harder draw, and we'll obviously get into that a little bit later on. But the response next year is going to be key, because if you come out next year and just go to shit, then it's going to be a grim year. But optimism. It will be okay. Before we move on to our proper Crow of the Year, I know everyone's been waiting to hear that, and we finally tallied the votes by October and got there in the end. But before we go on to that, I want to touch on each of you and your most impressive player from this year. It could be someone who you was consistently good, was someone who you didn't expect to have such a good year, whatever it may be. I'll start with you. Who was your most impressive player this year?
Most impressive player this year?
Yeah.
Riley Thilthorpe, I think. Just the way that he went about it. We knew he was going to explode, but fuck me, that prick is a big boy now, isn't he? And he just sort of broke games apart. And yeah, look, he defeated the Sam Darcy allegations, much to a lot of people thinking it's the other way around. Big old fucking perp juice on Twitter. What a moron that creature is. Most of that fucking fan base are all fucked, but I'm not going to go down that route. But no, I think Riley Thilthorpe for me was the one I was most impressed with, and sort of proved us all right that he was going to be an absolute monster. So I was very, very happy with his game, and the fact he's only 24 is just absurd.
Yeah.
He's 23. He's only 23.
Well, he'll be 24 as of next season.
Yeah, July next year.
Yeah, he's just going to be insane, isn't he?
Bro's clock checking him as well. Jesus.
Actually,
I'm a big Thilthorpe supporter, and obviously I've sussed out his date of birth and everything, and I can remember it. So Yes, 24. He'll be 24 next year. So there you go.
What day in July, mate?
I think July 7th. I might be wrong, so I don't want to insult my king by giving the wrong birth date. So
I swear to
yeah,
God.
it's early July.
Great week for a birthday, if I do say so myself. On that, Matt, who was your
my
most impressive player?
God, his
this year?
birthday's the 7th of July.
Jeez,
Have you got the time he was born, or?
I don't know. July 7th should be an annual celebration.
Well said.
What are we calling it?
I don't know. I can't think of a very clever name at this point. What about you?
No, I'm thinking Riley Thilthorpe's birthday.
Very
Dude, that was mad funny.
unbelievable. I'm gonna throw one out of here. My favorite, well, I think the most improved player, given what I viewed him as the previous years, probably Mark Keane. I was not a Mark Keane fan at all last year. I remember the game against Sydney where he conceded 9 on Amadi. Not all the 9 goals were on him, but I think 5 or 6 were. And I just said this guy's useless essentially, and I wasn't very bullish on what he was about. Then this year, working with Josh Worrell for a full year, I think he was absolutely incredible. Very unlucky not to be in the All-Australian squad, but there are so many other better defenders in the league. So I'm going to say Mark Keane was probably overall the most improved.
Yeah, that's a good call. Dom, how about you?
It's not necessarily like his performance as a whole, but Dan Curtin makes me so fucking excited for the future. And given he probably didn't play as consistently as you'd like, but he showed, I don't even think it was his ceiling. He showed glimpses and played games where you're like, if he can do that game, like every game, like it's genuinely horrifying to think about him as a midfielder. He's the size of a key forward and he can play midfield. Like, I just can't wait. And I know it's probably not like super accurate in terms of, he wasn't like standout player, but I think his gradual improvement is incredibly pleasing to see, and I'm so excited to see what he can do with another preseason under his belt.
Yeah, 100%. I think obviously that Richmond game was a real big breakout for him, but yeah, if he can sort of stick the track of what he's shown this year, he's going to be a very, very special player. And what I'm really hoping for next year is not him, but Sid Draper follows a similar path from, obviously Dan was in and out of the squad in the first year, a lot of SANFL footy. Hopefully Sid can come on and have that sort of impact as well next year.
Yeah.
My most impressive player, and I'm honestly surprised he hasn't been mentioned so far, is Josh Worrell. We knew that he was going to come back and, have a good season and be a solid contributor in defence, but he was incredible. Incredibly stiff not to be in that All-Australian squad and probably snubbed quite strongly really for his performances, but Joshy Worrell, my most impressive for this year, and I think 3 of us called him for the breakout player of the year. I don't know if it was Dill and maybe you, Dom, I can't remember. I know 2 of us mentioned him earlier, and he certainly lived up to that title for sure.
I didn't. I remember who mine was, and he let me down. Jake Soligo.
Coward.
I shouldn't say let down. He was fine, but
Just
I think
didn't
he's-
quite go on as much.
After his best on ground performance in the showdown, he went missing, which was a bit disappointing.
he'll be fine. Another preseason under his belt. He's one of those players, I reckon he'll bloom later rather than, he's not going to be a star from the onset, but he'll be fine. A certain Proper Crows listener that was abusing him on the hill in the Hawthorn game, it's been noted.
Who?
A certain WWE enthusiast.
That ain't me.
No, not Matt. It was Madge.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
absolutely bullying him.
He hasn't stopped that either, mate, in the group chat.
I'm aware, I know.
Brought up.
I know. He'll prove him wrong, I'm sure. And if he even mentions Sligo next year, there's gonna be some words.
You got to break his jaw.
Probably not, but there'll definitely be some words.
He would eat you alive.
he's a big footballer now.
Okay. I'm not,
Not really.
oh, I'm so scared.
You are can't just confront it in Elizabeth Eagles. What is it? Fucking B grader or whatever. I don't even know how many teams they've got anymore. Anyway, carry on, Ben.
It's PRFC over there, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Moving on to the proper Crow of the Year. Obviously tallied the 3-2-1 from each of the games this year, and we got there eventually and counted the votes and have tallied it up. So we'll go top 5, and Dom, I have to throw for you for who's sitting in 5th. It's only appropriate for you to announce who's finished there.
Oh, my man on 10 votes, Jake Saligo.
How the fuck did he finish 5th?
Because he doesn't have a middle ground. He either has 20 touches and plays okay, but you don't really notice him, or he has 35 and kicks 3.
Yeah.
And so he farms 3 votes, and to be fair, most of them were probably from me. I don't give a fuck. He deserved them. I couldn't be happier. I'm surprised he's there, to be honest, especially based on who's in 6th.
I was about to start abusing the system, then realise, wait, we are the system.
I was about to say, we give the votes. For context, in 6th place, Isaac Rankin has 9 votes. So make of that what you will. That could be a little bit of bias from myself voting for Saligo, but here we are. It's no more crap than the Brownlow, so get over it.
No, exactly right. I think, we did pretty well, to be perfectly honest. But 4th place, Joshy Worrell with 11 votes, so it was very tied up around this 3rd, 4th, 5th.
Only one
range.
more vote than Solly is criminal. And possibly an act of war. That is crazy.
No, we're just trying to fire him up like the All-Australian selectors. That's all it was.
Yeah,
He did come
100%.
with a very late charge, though, Joshy Worrell. He had 2 3-vote games towards the end. Obviously, the 2 finals, I think he had 3 votes in him, but he made a very, very late charge. 3rd place, we had Benny Keys with 12 votes, which was a little bit of a surprise, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, but solid contributor, getting 1s and 2s here and there, and they added up. 2nd place, Dill. Who finished in 2nd?
The big Phil with 16 votes, so probably no surprises there.
Indeed, and you want to reel off 1st as well with a pretty resounding victory.
Yeah, well done to Chase Jones for winning the Proper Crow of the Year.
Charlie Edwards robbed.
By God, it's Lockie Murphy from Beyond the Grave.
Well done, Dylan Orville. Wow, that's a niche name. Or was it Mitch Orville? Was it Mitch Orville that played for the Crows?
Dylan played for us.
Never played a game.
Yeah, but no.
Dylan was on our list. Yeah.
Yeah, to no surprise, Jordan Dawson with 27 votes has won the Proper Crow of the Year, and we will be bombarding the first pre-season session and giving him a medal at the start of the year, just like the Aberdeen crowd.
I'm
Rub
sure
shoulders.
it'll be well received.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just rubbing shoulder with heroes.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't request a trade to Victoria like a certain someone did at another club after a certain supporter base got involved when they shouldn't have.
Yeah, Alberton crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on that, obviously, congratulations, Jordan Dawson. Should have been All-Australian captain, won a Malcolm Blight medal, but clearly the most prestigious award of the year, the Proper Crow of the Year. I'm sure we'll get him a medal and it'll go nicely on the mantle there, front and centre as per. Moving on to Trade Week, we were highly active in a lot of talks, but there weren't many deals that actually went down.
Pick up the phone.
A few phone calls made, FC.
Phone call FC.
Ask the question, FC.
Due diligence, FC. Ask the question, FC. Took the call, FC.
So we'll start with, we're just going to go over everyone who we were involved with, because if we talk about just the deals that went through, it's got to be a bit of a lacklustre segment, all respects to our mate Finbar Maley, who we'll get to in a second. So we were hot on Christian Petrarca, came for his little tour, had dinner with Dorse and Nixie and spoke to Justin Reid, and then decided that he wanted, so he's on a 4-year contract at the moment, decided he wanted a 5th year, also wanted to add some extra money, so he would have been getting paid $1.5 million as a 35-year-old. I'm quite okay that we didn't take on that salary and pay the price that Gold Coast did as well. So for me, it's a thanks Reid for not buckling to that sort of pressure. I don't know about your boys' thoughts.
No, well said. How many missed calls did you have, Justin? Well said.
Well, I'm going to say this, and I don't rant often on this podcast, but The Crows fans were saying we should have got Petrarca, we should have moved heaven and hell to get Petrarca. These are the same people that are going to be whinging in 3-4 years when Christian Petrarca is our highest paid player and he's potentially having injuries, he's slowing down, he already showed signs he's slowing down. And they're going to be whinging and whinging and whinging in 3, 4, 5 years' time, having no accountability to the fact that for this short-term gain that they want a player of his stature. I can't fathom the stupidity that someone would actually say, let's give up 3, 4, 5 first-round picks or a key player to get in someone that is going to be there for maybe 1 or 2 years at most, do a little things here and there, but I don't think he's going to fit in the team with what we already have. And yeah, that's I could say a lot more, but I can't be bothered.
Yeah, no, fair. I fully agree with you, mate. If the price was right, then yeah, absolutely, you go after him. And
if the price was right, he would have been a Crow. It's that simple.
Yeah,
it's that simple. And I know there was a few things said by myself and
I heard Gold Coast couldn't even get in front. Gold Coast couldn't even get in front of him.
I just want to do this live on air right now, and give a little bit of context to that because I did go missing for a week after due to various circumstances. So I was unable to defend myself. The comment that was made by Shrimp was that the Gold Coast Suns could not get in front of him, which at the time of writing that message was very true. He was very keen to get to Adelaide. There was no calls being taken towards the Gold Coast Suns at the time.
Source, trust me, bro.
Source is a manager that is connected to a certain Melbourne Football Club footballer. That is the source, and that's where the Clayton Oliver news came from as well. That the shrimp dropped a couple of years ago. That was spot on. But
okay, no, all right.
But no, honestly, I think if he didn't ask for an extra year on top, and then an extra $100,000 a year on top of it, I think he would have been a Crow. As it came out after the trade, he loved the idea of coming to Adelaide.
So can I just confirm, are you saying that if everything that happened didn't happen, you would have been right?
I didn't mean that part, bro.
So if everything that occurred didn't happen, technically you would have been right. Is that what I'm hearing?
I am saying that he wanted to get to Adelaide, but it just didn't work out because he is a money-hungry little prick.
Coast, then.
Because he couldn't get here. We weren't going to pay the terms. We were the ones that told him to fuck off.
I don't think he wanted to get here that bad.
But he did though. Like, it's come out that he wanted to get to Adelaide.
Yeah.
Except he's on less money at Gold Coast.
You know what I blame, and the reason why he's gone to Gold Coast is blatantly obvious. It's because of the algae bloom here in South Australia. There's no algae bloom on those beautiful beaches in Surfers Paradise, Broadbeach Way, but there's the stinks of piss in Henley Beach and Glenelg. And unfortunately, our Premier, Peter Malinauskas, has got to be held accountable for not getting Christian Petrarca.
It's too busy organising the next gather round, bro.
Yeah. When is gather round tickets coming out on sale?
Oh, I don't want to.
No, I don't need that head fuck again.
What do you mean? Ticket Tech does a fantastic job of all that.
Shrimp will use the same computer that hasn't worked the past 8 times and then complain that the computer's not working again.
Not letting me pay.
Skill issue, sucks to suck.
Oh, bro, it timed out at the same page it has the past 6 times. I can't believe it, bro. Honestly.
Well, next player, Riley Sanders was a bit of a drop out of nowhere with some rumours coming through. I mean, it was quickly shut down by the Bulldogs, but sounds like we asked the question, as Asked the Question FC, of Riley Sanders, and he would have been a great pickup for mine. But yeah, it was pretty quickly shut down by the Dogs, so I didn't really get too many wheels other than that nice 24 hours we were daring to dream.
That was dumb of them, in my opinion. Like, I thought there would have been a conversation there. He's out of contract next year.
Apparently last year we did the same thing though.
Yeah, because we were interested in him in his draft year too. We just didn't take him because I'm pretty sure he went. I can't remember who he went.
Early.
6? Did he go 6?
I think so. And his brother plays in Sanford as well. His brother plays at Norwood, so it doesn't surprise me we were into him. But it just I don't know. I thought they would have taken the call take the call FC. Purely because I think he'll end up leaving at some stage, whether it is to come here or he'll end up at
He'll go to Tassie.
he'll end up at Tasmania. But I thought it would have been worth a conversation because I feel like we would have given up a fair bit for him, given he's, you know, he was one of the best midfielders in his draft year, and he's been played out of position his entire career at the Dogs. Like, he's got so much potential.
I dare say it would have been a first round of this year, and Jordan Butts would have been the starting point.
Yeah,
but my old mate Perp Juice said it would have been this year's pick, a future first, Jordan Butts in a second round. This is a starting point, but they want more. But Petrarca should have only been a first round pick. But yeah, fucking cow.
That account is an interesting one.
It's got to be bait, doesn't it?
He did go at 6, but we took Curtin at 8. So really, it's
Curtin,
yeah, I took Curtin too. But yeah, it doesn't shock me. And apparently, there's, like we said, if there's any chance there that he wants to come here, we'll be back next year. Like, I don't know. Seems interesting of the Dogs to shut it down that aggressively, considering we probably would have given up a fair bit for him, but here we are.
Yeah. No, obviously key backs are a strong need for them as well, so that's why I thought there was probably legs to it of potential, but...
Yeah, same. But...
Yeah, but not to be this year. As you said, we'll see next year maybe and see how we go. The next one's Jai Simpkin, and I mean, there wasn't really any official proper rumours, but there were just sort of slight whispers here and there with the potential of him leaving North. I'm once again okay that we didn't go out and get him because he's an okay player, but probably doesn't really fit our needs, to be perfectly honest, for mine.
Nah.
I don't think he fits anyone's needs.
Jai Simpkin is a dud.
Yeah, he's not great, I can't lie. He's serviceable, but I'm definitely not going to, like... I'm not going to give up much for him. If we were ever going to get him, it would have been fuck all.
Yeah.
Too busy shushing crowds when you're 70 points down. It's not what you need at a team.
I just don't understand. Like, some of the North Melbourne fans as well were pricing him at a ridiculous price. Like, fair enough. Fucking Collingwood offered a future second round pick, which is hilarious.
2 first rounders for him was so funny, bro.
Yeah, like I think
they've paid him so much because they've had no one else to give money to, so he's on like a mil.
Yeah, the first offer though a future second rounder is hilarious. Just a 2027 one as well, to be exact, in the Tasmania draft. I respect it though, because who respects North Melbourne? No one.
Yeah, not many.
Yeah.
Next up, speaking of probably losing a bit of respect, Cal Archie, the deal didn't get done. I mean, he's probably still walking through to us in the preseason draft, so it doesn't really matter that much anyway. But our offer was apparently not good enough for Brisbane. They wanted a first-round pick. Yeah, really funny. You're getting pick 16. And our offer of our second-rounder and future third-rounder was declined on deadline day. His manager, Ben Williams, has come out and said that he's locked into Adelaide, like he's getting here, so I can't imagine anything changes from that, despite all the West Coast and Port fans getting up in arms talking about how they're going to steal him. But I just don't understand what Brisbane gained from this situation, and their fans on Twitter have been interesting, to say the least. Like, you're getting nothing for him now. You're talking like you've won this situation. I just don't understand.
The Brisbane fans are talking like they know ball. They've been watching AFL probably for 3 years at most, and their opinion is irrelevant. They're going to have to find out the hard way what this is all about in a few weeks' time at the preseason draft, when Cal Archie walks into the door at West Lakes and becomes a Crow. Exactly. West Lakes. Actually, I want to touch on when is Thebby open? Because it's going to roll off the tongue a little differently in the future.
I'm not sure if it's been released in the public, so I don't know if I should be saying this yet, but projected to be late October next year, so very well ahead of schedule.
Anyway, back to Archie.
27 pre-season. But yeah, we're going to get him for nothing, so cool. Like, we'll front-load the contract so that no other club can pay it, and he'll just walk straight through.
I think they were just trying to set a precedent of, like, we're not going to bend over, because...
Yeah, well, they can do that, because look at the fucking pricks they've got.
That's what I mean. They're going to have such a salary cap squeeze soon, especially. Like, someone is going to leave that football club. I don't know who, but there's no way they can pay all
Zach
of them.
Bailey, welcome to the Adelaide Crows.
Dude, oh, man. I'll drive him home from Brisbane if I have to. But
I would do a lot more than that.
yeah. It's family-friendly podcast, mate. I somewhat understand it, but also just take the picks, bro.
Yeah. I get dragging it out through the week, but then if you get to deadline day and you're going, yep, this is the final offer.
Especially when, like, even, I know this is dumb, but, like, most of the time when journalists like Mitch Cleary and fucking Tom Morris and Cal Toomey are genuinely shocked that it didn't go through, it's like, man, Dom Ambrosio really was just being a prick.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. The Haitley one, when that happened, it was like, yeah, it was kind of always looking that way. But I don't think anyone thought Brisbane were going to be this, like, staunch about a first rounder for him. Like, come on, man. He's good, but he's a role player. He's not like he's a star.
I think he is a star, though. The last year and a half has proved that.
Yeah, look,
He's not picked 16.
Yeah.
No.
I just like the fact we fucked over Brisbane.
Yeah, funny. Cop that, Chris Fagan.
Slower.
I think the funniest thing about it was the manager coming out and doing the press conference with Justin Reid the other day.
Yeah, literally.
And then you've got Brisbane's list manager saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to try and get him back." Like, yeah, no, I don't think he's.
He'll be at Adelaide. He'll be at
Adelaide.
He'll be at the Crows.
I had no idea that Ben was Big Brother winner in 2001 because the face looked familiar, and it's like, well, that's a massive contrast.
Is that for real?
Yeah, he won the first Australian Big Brother.
Are you serious? Ben Williams won Big Brother?
Yes. I thought I recognised the face, but this is from 25 years ago, so it looks a lot different now.
Congratulations, Ben Williams.
Yes. Yeah, winners win. That's why this will be a done deal.
Oh my god, he did.
Yep.
That is a crazy pull.
That's just ridiculous.
That is so funny. Oh my god, I can't believe you just dropped that in the pod. That's genuinely groundbreaking.
Does that mean we can link him to Fitzy and then that links Naz
Yes.
to the Crows because Ben Williams is also Naz's manager?
Yeah.
Yes. We just got to do business with some Big Brother types.
We're playing the long game of, listen, mate, we don't have the picks to get you this year. Sign a 2-year deal. We'll bank a few. And we'll get you in 27, don't worry.
Yep. All right. Well, so we'll probably get Archie. We sorted that. The one trade that came from absolutely nowhere and dropped on deadline day, Finbar Maley from North Melbourne. So we've traded pick 57 and a 2026 fourth rounder, so absolute peanuts for Finbar, and pick 64 back as well. So, I mean, he's a tall forward with good hands. He doesn't have a great kick, I'll be perfectly honest. But from the videos so far and everything coming out about him, he's going to be cult figure status, I reckon. I'm really starting to get around him.
I like him. I really like him. Just the way that he speaks, and a couple of things that he said has been great. And there's a few connections to Adelaide as well. His dad used to play for the 36ers.
Yeah, 36 champions.
His sister played for the Lightning, so at the women's basketball team. And he actually requested a trade as well in his exit meeting, and said that he would like to get to the Crows. And he sat down with his manager, and his manager got him onto Reedy, and he had a Zoom call with Nixie and what's the other bloke's name? What's his name?
Justin Reid.
No, the
Ogilvy?
fucking
Hamish
assistant
Ogilvy.
coach, Murray Davis.
Oh, yeah.
Murray Davis. And then the next day the manager messaged him saying we're going to trade for him. So he'd been in the works for a while, but no one reported it, which is crazy because normally the small little ones even get through to the media.
Mate, maybe this is what Jars was talking about when he said that there was a one coming from absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, could have been.
I can't
Big
believe
Finbar.
that's the news we were waiting for, and it's fucking Finbar Maley.
He'll play next year.
I reckon he will as well.
Yeah, he'll play.
Yeah.
That's
He'll get a couple games.
I dare say we're still going to want to play 3 tall forwards, and Tex will be getting rested a lot of the time next year. So if he can improve on his goal kicking and just kicking in general, he could be a good recruit.
And it allows Steele to go a little bit more into the ruck as well, especially with the new ruck rules. You just chuck Big Finbar in the forward 50 and say, do not fucking leave this forward 50. You stand there, be a good boy.
North Melbourne fans are saying he's one of the best contesters marks they've ever seen.
Oh, he's elite. Yeah, he's a
Great hands.
I can't remember the game that it was, but there was a game late this year when he was
St Kilda and he
flunking
cooked it right at the end. They should have beaten him. And he
everything.
fucked the
He
kid.
kicked it after the siren, did he? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he's a development player basically. He's 22 years old and we've paid absolutely nothing for him. We probably weren't using pick 57 or the 4th rounder anyway for next year, so use it as an experiment. See how he goes. As I said, he's got a good set of hands, so I'm happy to give him a crack and see what he can do, really.
I'll tentatively look forward to it. It freaks me out. I don't know. Yeah, it's just. Oh, don't be mean to Burgo, man. He was good.
No, I love Burjo. I love the big B.
Yeah, he wasn't good, was he?
No goals against West Coast in his one game this year just says a lot.
Yeah, that's a stinker.
I was wildly hungover that day. Watched about 3 minutes of the football.
I was playing tennis in the first quarter.
Nice.
Forehand, actually.
Yeah. Oh, well, you go into it thinking, alright, I don't need to focus too hard. This is going to be a 15-goal win. And then I check the score halfway through the second quarter and go, what the fuck? Tune in. Let's not bring up that game again.
Yeah, easily one of the worst wins in our history.
Genuinely.
Yeah, it was. Got some major breaking news coming in here.
Oh,
go on, break it.
South Australia is actually staring down the barrel of a really bad 24 hours here, with expected 30 mil of rain and some really big hailstorms. So, just a bit of a warning to you boys.
Sucks to suck.
Mate.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
No worries.
Weather FC.
I'm really glad we had a mid-pod weather report there.
For all the people listening on like Thursday, Friday this week, they're going to be, oh shit, you should have listened earlier.
Based on that weather report, might be the end of time. 30 mils of rain and hailstorms.
Weatherman Shrimp, they actually called me back in the day.
Yeah, for all your weather news and needs, tune into the Proper Crows podcast every week. We can't guarantee every week reports, but when the big news happens, we'll be here.
You can find me at Proper Shrimp on all platforms, and I'll be there for you.
I'm going to do everyone a favour and say don't look at that handle. It's not worth it.
Moving on.
All right, so that wraps up the trade week period. Obviously, hopefully another signing to come pre-season draft. The listings and retirements for the year, a couple we've talked about in previous episodes, a couple have happened in the last few weeks since our last one. So, Grubby Schoenberg, Lockie Murphy, Brodie Smith, Chris Burgess, Kieran Strawn, Carl Gallagher and Matty Crouch are the ones to leave the list for this year. Burger, obviously, as soon as last week after Finbar came across, so probably a little bit unfortunate, but he just didn't really take his opportunity. Ironically, did win the SANFL Best and Fairest a few weeks before as well, but that's okay.
He's one of those blokes where he was always too good for state league, but he just couldn't figure it out at national level.
Yeah. Nah, 100%. I mean, out of that list, there's probably not really anyone who I'm too disappointed about. I mean, I thought we all probably had better expectations for the grub, but other than that, Smith's time was up.
He couldn't figure out the old not drinking every Saturday night. If he locked that in, I reckon we would have had a player on our hands, but he just loved the beers too much.
I genuinely think that the stench of Grubby Schallenberg's in the bottom room of the fucking wool shed. The amount of times that I saw him down there vaping in that bottom room is ridiculous.
On a positive note, what is all of our favourite Grubby Schonberg memories? Because it was there for 5 years. He didn't play a lot of games over the time, but what are your favourite memories?
That 2021 showdown.
Yeah, 26 touches, I think. Or
yeah, he went crazy.
Yeah.
So that was easily... And that's when we all thought, holy fuck, we've got a player here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine would probably be the goal against Hawthorn, where Dwayne Russell called him the sheep farmer's son.
Yeah.
Was it Hawthorn?
Oh, yeah.
Was that
first
the
winner.
pocket?
Yeah, it was the first win of 2020.
That was COVID. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was a funny night. After the Tex sealed the game, I chugged a beer that was half empty, and it landed perfectly on a Hawthorn fan's lap. Yeah. My favourite grubby memory was when he came off the bench as a sub against Melbourne at the G in 2023, and he's ran from half back all the way to half forward. He sets up a goal. We were 4 goals down at the start of that last quarter, and immediately we were level after a 4-minute spell. So that was exciting to watch and being there.
Good stuff.
No, 100%. And then the only other honourable mention, I reckon, would be the goal that he kicks against North in 2022, bursting out of the middle, spin, runs in 50 and kicks the goal. At that point, I thought we had a pretty special player.
He had a lot of moments that you just look back on and go, "Fuck's sake, mate."
Well, they reckon West Coast's going to pick him up.
I don't think that'll happen now. I think it's been
I don't
too
think
long.
so.
I think it's been too long since he met with him, and nothing else has come out.
Yeah.
I reckon they saw him in person, and he had a medical, and they were like, "Oh boy."
He drinks 84 pale ales a week.
But I feel like we need to touch on... Okay, this is going to be funny because based on how he's been received throughout the year, but Lockie Murphy was an outstanding soldier for this football club. He really did carry us through some of the darkest times in Adelaide Football Club history.
Yeah.
He never really did much, but he always gave it a crack, and he was a mainstay in the side when we were garbage. And he always tried his heart out, even when we're 100 points down. He was still cracking in, trying to concuss himself. So,
and he basically broke his neck for this fucking footy club, and then put his neck on the line again in that showdown.
He will always be in Adelaide Crows folklore for that moment.
I remember being on the hill, and the moment I saw Lockie Murphy tackle, so I knew it was about 10-15 seconds left. The moment I saw him tackle, it was like, well, the game's over. He's not going to make the distance. He'll probably shank it out in the full. And as I'm talking to someone saying he's going to miss, 3 seconds later, turn around, and Dawson's got the ball. And obviously, we at the time, we didn't really know too much about Dawson, how great he was going to be. But that was the moment that really catapulted Jordan Dawson's career at the Crows as well.
Yeah, then around 20 seconds later, I got absolutely smacked the shit out of at the front of the hill. So, great moment. Great moment.
A little bit respectfully.
Everything's about me, FC.
Yeah, I played my first game of footy in 12 years the next day, so I didn't drink much that night.
Dude, I can't believe I went up to a bunch of people and gave it to them, and they got mad and hit me, bro. I can't believe it.
I took it like a champ. Just got up and off we went.
Jeez.
Sure, bro.
Flying high at that stage, I tell you what, it was nothing could bring you down. Could have been king hit by fucking Muhammad Ali, and you could have jumped back up, I reckon, after that.
And then afterwards, remember, I went and put $50 on number 12 at the roulette table, won another $1,700.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, you did too.
This is a family-friendly podcast. Thank you.
Then got dragged home by the missus. Pissed me off.
Other than that, obviously, Brodie Smith, an absolute stalwart. Matty Crouch as well. Kieran Strawn for his act earlier in the year of going on the inactive list to let us sign Lockie McAndrew. Probably a little bit stiff to get cut, but, you know.
Oh, he was always gone. That bro could barely run.
Yeah.
He was cooked. He will never be forgotten, but he was one that I'm not shocked.
Dude had the fucking Tim Duncan inverted chicken feet.
Oh, yeah.
While we're talking on Brodie Smith, we cannot not mention his career. What are your favourite memories of Brodie Smith, everyone?
Oh, mate.
The rundown tackle on fucking... Oh, my God, who was it in the middle of Amy Stadium?
Jeez, I'm trying to think who that was. What was that when we beat Geelong, I think? No,
yeah.
That was... No. Yeah. No, I'm trying to think. Yeah. Anyway, I'll give you time to think. What about you, Ben?
Mine, just various long goals. I mean, there's one that sticks out against Gold Coast from 2014 Indigenous round, I reckon. He kicked one, and the photo of his celebration was my lock screen for a long time. So that's a memory that is held closely. The first showdown at Adelaide Oval where he put us in front, that was another good one. We won't talk about what happened after that, but that was a pretty good moment at the time.
That was.
And long goals were his forte, and Streets won't forget 2015 to 2017 Brodie Smith, that's for sure.
well, 2014 was his All-Australian year, so I was going to say that was just every game. I mean, he was scoring goals from outside the paint at least 5 to 10 times a year. I mean, it was unbelievable viewing. It was one of the best kicks I think we've ever had, I reckon.
100%.
Him and Matty Yench Yench was just nuts.
Yeah, 100%. They were just, one on the left, one on the right, just doing anything they wanted. I mean, just incredible. But he was a great player for so long.
I think one of the biggest tragedies that happened in the club was when he got injured two weeks before the grand final in 2017, and I think,
Probably lost us the grand final.
I mean, there was no McGovern and no Brodie Smith in that grand final, so just missing a few good players there. I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to change the result. I think either way, Richmond would have won being at the G.
I think it definitely changes the outlook of the game, though.
Yeah, I mean, Mitch McGovern had a fantastic year in 2016-17, so and then Brodie Smith was, I think, the biggest loss though.
Really, you have Brodie Smith playing, you don't have fucking Andy Otten playing.
Yep.
Fuck me, what a disastrous call that was. I'm pissed off. Keep moving.
Yeah, no, that's true. What's your favourite Brodie Smith moment, Shrimp?
There's probably not one standout moment that I love. I loved all. That probably sounds bad. He hasn't got one moment that I look back and go, "Holy shit, that was great." But I think maybe a bit of recency bias, that goal that he kicked at the end of this year, when he came off and kicked that bomb. Even though I was outside the stadium at the time,
I was going to say same.
Yeah.
I haven't left Crows games, particularly wins. I don't leave wins early, but for some reason I was out the building with a minute to go, and then I hear the goal tune. Am I ever going to see your face again? The crowd outside the ground is just echoing. I'm like, what the fuck have I missed? And and that was his. I'm pretty sure it was his only goal this year, and I'm pretty sure it's definitely his only Adelaide Oval goal this year. So yeah, disappointing to miss that one live.
Yeah. So yeah, looking back on all the Instagram posts from the boys, I think it has to be one of my favourite moments of him because they just got around him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I found it. It was Adelaide Oval. It was Lewis Jetta. We played Sydney.
What year?
Round 2, 2014.
Yeah, 2014. It was Adelaide Oval. Not
that was
Amy.
a shocking
home game.
First home game. That was just a shocking day. The vibe in that ground for a first home game at Adelaide Oval was awful.
Well said. But God, that tackle was so electric.
Yeah, the third quarter we fought back that day, and then we got belted by about 8-9 goals, and Buddy I think kicked 5 in the end.
Yeah, more work bullshit.
Yeah, 2014 was one of the most frustrating shit years ever. So let's not talk about that. Even though we kind of had with the whole Brodie Smith reflection.
That's all right. We'll move on. So ins for the squad going on to next year. Finbar Maley, we've got Indy Cotton coming in as a Cat B rookie, who I'm extremely excited about. He is an athletic freak, so if he can kick a ball, he will be a very good player to have on the list. Cal Archie, as we said, most likely, and then in the draft we've got picks 16, 48, 55, 64, 73, 75, 93 and 111, with 3 spots available on the primary list and 1 Category A rookie slot available. So essentially, after Archie signs on, you're going to have 3 people to come in from the draft. So probably going to be passing on a lot of those picks. But what do we think? What do we feel for the draft? I know
Oliver Greaves is all I want. I just want Oliver Greaves or Sam Cumming.
These are names to me. No research for the draft. So Shrimp, Dom, I know you follow it as well. Take us away.
I mean, Ollie Greaves is probably a good shout. I'm not going to say no to that. We will have a more in-depth pod the draft. We've got one of our mates is quite invested in the draft and the junior development. He watches a lot of the under-18s games and stuff, so we'll get him on. Hopefully, we'll do like a bit of a pre-draft episode and he can run us through a bit more in-depth because honestly, with uni, I've really dropped off in the back half of the year, so I have no idea who would take a pick 16. No idea. I honestly don't. It wouldn't shock me if we trade the pick.
No way. Nah, they'll take a kid. They'll take a kid.
I don't want a kid. I'm gonna do. It's the most fucking. Oh my god. I just don't. I want ready-made players, bro. Call me McRae. I need some players. I don't want picks.
No, that's
but
fair.
there's a reason I'm not list manager, so.
Yeah.
But Ollie Greaves, he's I think he's 191 centimeters, big inside midfielder. I think he had 35 and 4 towards the end of the late end of the season with the TAC Cup or whatever they call it these days. If he's like a real Harvey Langford type of this year who came through from Melbourne. You know, ready made. He'll probably step in. He'll step into a. That typing's crazy.
That typing is crazy.
He will come in and play a role. So if we don't trade up for Dyson Sharp, then yeah, I would love to get Ollie Greaves in. I've been looking at him for a little bit, so that's the road I hope we go down. But we'll see what happens.
Don't you dare bring up Dyson Sharp on this podcast. I don't want anyone associated with B. Dosiak to talk about. I don't want that. I don't want that name on this podcast.
No, completely valid. Next. What are we thinking expectations for next year? And we touched on it a bit earlier. I'll start with you, mate. What's the pass?
10th.
Oh, you're pain in the ass, man.
I'm gonna have to agree with Shrimp. It's the trajectory of finishing first and missing the finals next year has just been so common the last 4 years. Melbourne were the last team that played finals after finishing first. That was in 22. 23, Collingwood won the flag. They didn't play finals in 24. And Geelong, obviously, winning the flag in 22. Didn't play finals in 23. And then Sydney this year. So Crows will have the hardest draw. There's no doubt about that. And the AFL will make sure that there's a lot of early year blockbuster games. And you can expect us to play at Geelong again next year. The Gabba, probably play Hawthorn twice, some bogey teams there. So it's going to be very tricky. But, don't lose faith long term in what this team's going to do because the peak is nowhere near yet.
Yeah.
Well said.
No, I'm not that pessimistic about it.
Yeah, it's not 10th. You're both idiots. Like 5th.
Idiot, probably not the right word to use.
On the brink of the 4. I don't know if we'll make the top 4, but we'll be on the edge of the top 4.
Yeah.
We're not going to fall off. It's not going to be that drastic.
Yeah.
Love drinking beer, dude.
You win your home games, you put yourself in a position where you can just sort of get it done. If we play some of those better teams that we don't get double ups for at home and you can get those wins like we did this year. Granted, we got lucky in a few of them in the regular season to get that. But you still sort of, we put ourselves in a good enough position that we can get the job done and still finish in the sort of top half of the 8. So not going to be throwing the towel in, though I am very, very nervous about next year at the same time.
Be a very testing season, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Well said.
I think just bank wins early and roll from there, hopefully.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, we will do a more in-depth dive. Obviously, we're sitting October 2025, so a long way out from the season. We'll obviously crack into that a little bit more as we head towards summer and into the pre-season. Before we head off, we're just going to go through a couple of viewer listener comments. And, of course, if you are listening and you want to get involved or share some thoughts or anything, go to @ProperCrowsPod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram or TikTok. Firstly, Jamie says, how good of a name is Finbar? Plain and simply.
Woke.
Great name. Woke.
It's alright.
I thought he was
Irish.
Irish.
Woke.
And he said, I thought he has to have some sort of Irish ancestry. He does sound very Aussie, so I don't know about that.
Probably somewhere down the track.
I mean, about to say, you definitely just have like a grandparent or something.
That's true.
Strip
Third
has
generation.
more breaking news, more breaking news.
Oh my god.
Snapchat, Fortnite, Duolingo, and Roblox are currently down.
Horrible to hear.
I may end it on that note.
Yeah, that's honestly, yeah.
See you, Matt.
It's been a pleasure, boys. Thanks for having me.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.
See, valid crash out that, I reckon. Next comment, we've got Callum Shaw, who says he wanted to hear a few things for us. The new rules, e.g. 5-man bench, large last touch, centre bounce, how may that affect our structure and the mix of tools and rucks? Mentioned a bit earlier, the new 5-man on the bench probably helps Finbar a little bit because we have a bit more freedom to chuck him in the team and move around the pieces a little bit. But interested to hear your boys' thoughts on, do we go into next year with the the three tools. What do we look like round one next year with these new rules coming in?
Finbar Maley will not be in the team. Maley, whatever his last name is. He will not be. I swear to God, if we have Thilthorpe, Walker, Fogarty, and Maley all in the team, I'll be upset. I'm just saying.
I would like to place a bet on that.
No, because I'm not. No. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying I'll be upset if it does. I'll understand the thought process behind doing it if it happens. I just don't want it to happen. I think that's way too tall. And I'm not trying to sound like Kane Corns here, but not interested.
Yep.
Yeah, fair. Dill, what are your thoughts, mate?
On what?
On the setup going into round one next year, mate. with the new rules.
The new rules, look, I think, yeah, they'll still go with a three-headed monster, whether that's Tex or a big Finbar there. But I reckon they'll run an extra midfielder because we just got ruined in the contest all year. So if they don't go with an extra midfielder in there to sort of liven up that midfield mix, I think we're a little bit stupid. Having Ranks back, having Rash back as well, that we can sort of rotate through there, and having a Sid Draper who's going to have an extra season in him. Curtin coming into a third season, hopefully Ollie Greaves. I think there's a little bit more room for movement. But yeah, if we play four tools, then that is just ridiculous. But I think big old Finbar is going to play a lot more footy than what some people think.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And on that, I did rate Kane Corns' tweet after we picked up Finbar. He said 4 to the floor.
Yeah, I saw that. That was good.
Good gear from him. Lastly, we have got a two-part question from our mate Jake Perkins, who says, do they move Curtin into the midfield now, or is it too early? And who's going to help Dawson in the latter parts of this season?
Dan Curtin.
Answer your own question, big bro.
That's the most dumb question I've ever heard in my life. Yes, they will move Dan Curtin in the midfield and he will be fine. Sligo will also have another midfield under his belt. Rankin will be in the midfield because hopefully he won't say any slurs on the field again. Sid Draper will hopefully come along and play a few games in the midfield and show us what he's made of. It'll be fine.
Nah, exactly right. I think there'll be enough. Like, people forget you don't have Rash for the second half of the season, obviously the semi-final. Rankin dropped out, a few players, but yeah, it'll be okay. I think there's enough mixture to go through there that it'll be all right.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'm still like, yes, it sucks. We probably are still a mid-short, but it's, we have to rely on internal growth, and honestly, I'll back in Curtin to be what we need. And Sid is going to be a star as well. Whether or not that comes this year, maybe not. He's obviously another preseason's not going to do any harm.
He needs to show something though. He's got to show something this season, or there's going to be some big question marks over that poor little fella's head. He needs to show something, or there's Chase Jones 2.0 written all over it.
Nah, disagree. He was played out of position all year. I don't think the games where he came on as a sub and played in the midfield, he was good. And I'll die on that hill. He was played as a pressure forward, hardest position to play in footy. Never played there as a junior. He's always been a midfielder. I am not worried in the slightest. If he plays midfield this year and he stinks it up, then yeah, I'll that's fair. But I
wouldn't say I'm worried. I wouldn't say I'm worried yet, but he needs to show something very, very soon.
But again, if they keep playing him in the forward line, I'm not gonna. That's on us at that point. He can't do much.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, that's fair. And, we're not going to jump on here and call him a bust like certain other people have. On Twitter, there's one person in particular. I wonder if you're listening. Just give us a shout if you are.
Oh, he definitely does.
Has to. No,
never admit to it. Yeah, facts.
No, but he likes a squealer.
Point emoji. Other than that, do you boys have anything else you want to add before we head off?
I do respect that he abuses of Orlando Norris fans though. I do like that.
Yeah,
I do like that part of him.
that's good. That's good gear.
Yeah.
Piastri supremacy. Even though he
So-
finished like 5th last night, but that's fine.
Yeah, not bad for a second driver though. Still leading the championship.
Well
But
said.
Max is gonna come over the top. He's just written in stars, isn't it?
That's fine as long as it's not Lando. I don't care.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
This isn't proper F1. Sorry.
Proper F1s.
That's all right. Other than that, boys, thank you very much for jumping on. Bit rusty, first time in about a month or so that we've jumped on, but that's all right. Obviously, that was the trade week wrap up and the season review. We'll be back probably in the next couple of weeks, as Dom said, with a draft episode to preview who we might be looking at picking up, and we'll have something around the preseason draft as well for hopefully Archie coming through. Any other news that pops up, keep an eye on the socials at Proper Crows Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Thanks so much for listening. Dill, thanks for jumping on, mate.
No worries, mate. Probably a good time to get going because I had a zinger box before and my stomach is really starting to hurt. So
Why do you have to say things like that?
just want the people to feel. I just want the people to feel sorry for me because I also do have a torn calf as well. So
Bro, oh my god, dude, bro tore his calf on the Stairmaster.
you couldn't handle
You
his
wouldn't
BBL,
read about it, dude. The fucking unfit final boss, dude. Tearing a calf on the Stairmaster.
Into the zinger box for dinner.
Adam Treloar moment.
I heard Zinger boxes are great for muscle recovery.
Well, not much else I can fucking do.
I mean, you could eat a nutritious meal. That might help. But...
Yeah, well, I don't think a couple of pieces of asparagus at a steak is gonna fix it straight away. So I thought I might self-indulge and feel like shit a little bit longer.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Thanks, brother. Yeah.
And Dom, thanks for jumping on, mate.
No worries, mate. Always a pleasure.
100%. And yeah, we'll be having your episode out soon. Thanks for listening. Go Crows.
Ring the bell! Ring the bell! The bell in the city of churches! Stand up like Matthew Nix and rule like you never have before!
Jarman again, round the body. That'll do. Oh, that will do.